Okay, well, I'm here in Philadelphia with Sade Ali, who's leading the transformation of services here. And I just wonder if you just say a little bit about the stuff we were talking about how to look at people's assets and not their deficits.
Yes. One of the things that has been very, very damaging to our field, I think, is the fact that we always look at what's wrong with people and very rarely at what's right with people. And that takes a little bit more skill because a lot of us are trained to look for the diagnosis. And to get a diagnosis, you have to find the problems. So what we're trying to promote in our transformation is how to teach providers to look at what's right, what we call recovery capital that people bring to the table. And when I do training with clinicians, I always tell them, I ask them to tell me what things they think that someone who's coming in from the street who may have been homeless for the past 3 years, who's been living under a bridge or in a box or in one of the doorways or underneath in the train station here in Philadelphia, I ask them what strengths they think that this person might bring into care. And people have to really stretch to think about it. But once they do, they realize that the person brings the strength of self-determination, the ability to actually feed themselves on a daily basis, the ability to want to live for another day, the creativity it takes to be able to live on the street, and there's a real culture there. So just that resilience and that self-determination are strengths, and what we're saying to providers is that they need to exploit those strengths, to bring those strengths out, because the person who's sitting across from them might not see that. So their ability to be able to recognize those strengths in others actually brings hope to the clinicians, who then are able to pass that hope on to the person who's receiving services.
And you were saying that the burnout in this field of working with addiction and mental health is high.
Yes.
And you were saying to me that you thought that was because people were endlessly focusing on the negative. And we talked about a question that you might ask someone who can. Just wonder if you could just say about that
Yes,
question.
yeah.
That was lovely.
I know that a lot of people who are coming in for care, they have difficulty seeing the good things about themselves, but everybody has them. So what I've taught clinicians over the years to ask is that if you were to ask 3 of your friends to tell me something good about you, what would they say? And they're able actually to come out of themselves, to put themselves in their friends' places and actually come out with some things on their own. And that's the whole point of the exercise, is to get people to remove themselves from that. And they may be very, very hesitant to say, especially sitting across from somebody in a treatment setting, this is what's good about me.
And that those things that they say their friends might say could be the beginning of the recovery capital and starting
exactly.
again. Yeah.
And you pull out some wonderful, wonderful things that the person on their own probably never would have recognized about themselves. Their artistic ability. We find a lot of musicians, a lot of other performance artists and painters, and it's wonderful.
Thank you very much, Sade.
You're welcome.